AI is a suitcase. It means so many different things to the point it doesn't really mean anything. The exciting part of that is like everyone has their own unique twist to it.
So I want to start with a bit of an apology. I recorded this lovely conversation with Robbie Slape, and it just so happened that my microphone ran out of batteries and I didn't realize it. So the audio quality is quite poor. At the same time, we had a great location to record the video, but it then got taken over by birds. So I had to cut whole sections of the interview just because they got overwhelmed with squawking birds. So just want to apologize for the audio quality. Lesson learned, make sure your mics are charged. But hopefully it still works out. I've included captions to help with the audio quality. So hopefully that helps. It's a great conversation. Robbie's been digging deep into the world of AI in government, and I quite enjoyed our conversation. So check it out.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Derek here from Civic Punks. I'm here with Robbie.
Pleasure.
Who's had to put up with me for the last 3 days. Thank you.
Absolute pleasure hosting.
Let's start with who are you? What's your story?
Well, it's always a question. Robbie Slape. I live in Canberra now. Career public service servant by accident, more than anything.
I took a wrong turn.
I think by this point I've taken a few wrong turns and a couple right ones occasionally. Urban planner by background. I spent most of my career in strategic policy, transport, infrastructure, emerging technologies. Generally edge spaces is where I tended to keep coming back to. And now I've finally found myself in the edgiest of edge spaces, the AI delivery name.
Yeah, I've heard something about this AI.
It does seem to be out there in this space. But I'm driven by problems. I go to where the problems are. I'm curious about how we work rather than what we're doing as a public servant. I'm someone who overthinks the structures and systems and processes that we find ourselves in.
Fair enough. So, you're working on a lot of interesting stuff. What's the thing that you're most excited about doing?
Well, it's hard not to say AI, because my whole life is infused in it at the moment. I think the most exciting for me at the moment, though, is AI is a suitcase. It means so many different things to the point it doesn't really mean anything. The exciting part of that is like everyone has their own unique twist to it. The flip side is it's hard to have a common dialogue. We're all talking about very different things. Some people are talking about it as a technology. Some people are talking about it as a suite of technologies. Some people are talking about it as if it's like a zeitgeist stalking them in dark alleys like this, and the AI is just going to pop out and get you, which is a bit overwhelming. Like even when, or maybe especially when you're like the vanguard of these conversations. But what is really fun and what drives me at the moment is that openness really brings in a lot of people who are pushing the boundaries in their own context. So I have the privilege of meeting a lot of people who may not be technologists or AI experts or even really know where to go with their questions, but there are people who are driven by, I've got a problem in my policy or I think there must be better ways to go about it. And that's for me where the really exciting part of AI work is. It's actually when we get to talking about the public sector practices and cultures and mindsets and how we do things and how AI technologies fit within that, rather than the technology itself. So the short answer to that is like I get to meet a lot of people who are driven and curious and who want to affect change.
So, AI CoLab.
You've heard of that too?
Yes.
Internationally renowned.
That's right. I mean, it's been really fun actually hanging out with the AI CoLab team. But first off, let's take a step back. What is AI CoLab? What's the mission and vision?
So AI CoLab is it's a multidisciplinary open sector space. So it's a space that's hosted by the Australian government. It's at a co-working centre here in Canberra, Sebring, the Canberra Innovation Network. But it's a space for events and workshops and people to meet. Normally it's about AI, but again, the space itself is to convene the relationships and protocol. So there are sessions for practical AI skills, things like public LM, large language models, really priming people for the basics and prompting and things like that. But more importantly than that, it's really priming the ways of thinking about AI. It's collectively as a group, it's how can we build a community in government, across departments, so beyond our own individual silos, and then with the university sector, with the for-profits, and like the broader public sector beyond our government departments. And how can we become sectors about AI transformation rather than just become better at doing AI? Because at the heart of the mission is the human values, human-centric public purpose. Again, using these technologies to affect change for Australians and the public servants themselves that is driven by growth. The community aspect of it is, like for me, I spent the last year trying to find other people working in as weird a space as I was born. And other people were in the same boat. So like it was a light on the horizon that drew in all the AI implementation buffs. And then the interesting thing, you say like a play space to play with AI. The bulk of my time there hasn't actually been really doing much like AI, practice. It's the conversation and the language and the thinking, and taking that thinking and going back to my own context, my own environment, then doing the work. Because a lot of the AI strategic adoption challenge or the adaptive governance challenge is actually looking at our institutions and our structures and trying to understand what does this transformative mean and how do we adapt institutionally rather than just getting the AI and plugging it into the existing legacy stack, which is simple, obviously. But CoLab is a place that allows those side conversations to surface that are much harder to do inside your job.